heartfelt condolences to this family again.
Right, ma'am. I would request you to stay on with us. With that, let us take a look at who the deceased actually were. So remember, we have informed you that there were 5 people who were on board that ill-fated aircraft, and we are taking a look at who those people were. There were 2 crew members. There was Ajit Pawar, there was a PSO and others. So let's look at who the deceased were. Number 1, Captain Shambhavi Pathak, you have the image over here. She was operating the VSR aircraft along with pilot Captain Sumit Kapoor. So, along with Captain Pilot Sumit Kapoor, she was operating the VSR aircraft, and she was serving as the first officer at the VSR ventures of the aircraft. So, she was the first officer of the aircraft over there along with Captain Sumit Kapoor. So, she is unfortunately one of the deceased. You can look at a profile that we have in fact got in there for you. She is the first officer, Learjet 45, DGCA CPL NZ CPL, flight instructor rating A as well, and she is the daughter of an army officer, and she studied at the Air Force Bal Bharti School. And her early life and career looked like she was a commercial pilot and flight crew training. She took her training at a New Zealand Commercial Pilot Academy. So, she completed her training at the New Zealand Pilot Training Academy, and she earned her Bachelor's of Science degree in Aeronautics, Aviation and Aerospace Science and Technology from the University of Mumbai. So, highly qualified pilots over here, like everyone has been mentioning. She joined the Madhya Pradesh Flying Club as assistant flying instructor and holds a flight instructor rating of A. So, she also is part of the Madhya Pradesh Flying Club. She received the frozen airline transport license from the DGCA. So, like she has mentioned that she received the frozen airline license as well from the DGCA. Let's look at the second deceased, Captain Sumit Kapoor. He was the pilot in command who has also unfortunately lost his life. He was responsible for leading the flight crew during critical phases, including takeoff and landing. Since he is the pilot in command, he has a lot of experience, a lot of flying hours. He was responsible for the takeoff and landing and had over 16,500 hours of flying experience. So, that's a lot of experience, and he was in fact leading the aircraft. Let's look at Pinky Mali. We have a photo of her as well. She was the flight attendant, 29-year-old cabin crew member from Uttar Pradesh. She lived with her family in Century Quarter, Worli, Mumbai. So, she was a Mumbaikar. She lived with her family over there, and she also unfortunately lost her life. She was married, and most members of the extended family now live in Mumbai. Her father was Shiv Kumar Mali, a Shiv Sena leader based in Maharashtra. So, she is also the daughter of a Shiv Sena leader and unfortunately has lost her life. She was married very young. She had completed her schooling and higher education in Thane before joining the aviation sector. So, she completed her studies and higher education in Thane. So, these are in fact about the 3 of those people who we have lost. In fact, let me go across to Wing Commander S. Sudhakaran on this. Sir, we have some details about the people who we have lost in the aircraft apart from Ajit Pawar and his PSO. We have the pilots, very experienced pilots over here, sir, that we have in fact introduced.
Happen to the best of the best pilots, and what happens when there is low, poor visibility is there is a very high chance that the pilot gets disoriented, and this adds to the panic, because we have to understand that you all have 10-15 seconds to react, and if you just get confused or get disoriented for around close to 4-5 seconds, you are losing precious time during the last stage of the aircraft landing. And that's why flying is not a very easy job. People put their lives at risk. And while we take it for granted because thousands of flights fly and definitely it is very, very safe, but then the margin for error is so unforgiving. Uh, it just doesn't give you any leeway. And there could be multiple reasons. So the AAIB only can tell us what exactly has happened. And what do we say? We can, at this point of time, when nothing comes to your mind, you can leave everything to fate and destiny. And that's probably one reason why this has happened. Uh, Otherwise, I am actually short of words to explain further on this particular subject.
Absolutely. So we also had a statement that we ran of, in fact, one of the owners of VSR Ventures, and he has stated, like you also have mentioned, that there was no technical failure, there was no engine failure. And we have a soundbite from the aviation minister who spoke about fog visibility, in this kind of an airstrip like Baramati.
Yeah, I went through all those things. So whatever statements that I've made, it was on the background of those statements that have come. Of course, I was not there, but then we are reasonably experienced enough to understand why these things happen. And if there was a mechanical failure or any kind of a snag in the aircraft, it's sheer coincidence. Then I would say that it has just happened at the last 10-15 seconds of it just being coming to land. And there also, the aircraft platforms are built in such a way that there is a very high level of redundancy. Even when the engines fail, the aircraft can actually glide itself to the runway, provided they land it at the correct place. The problem here appears to be that it has gone way off the runway, and the trajectory points that the video that you are showing right now from the highway side, it shows that probably this has landed into a space. It does not even touch the runway, and it has hit the ground 100 feet short of the runway. So there has been an error of judgment that happens because when you have low visibility, you don't have the perception of depth. That gets compromised to a large extent. And these factors probably has added up and then has landed up into this situation that we are talking about.
Absolutely. In fact, Raj Lakshmi Joshi, you were talking about, I will come to you before, but let me introduce this piece of information that we have. The Maharashtra government has in fact announced a 3-day. All right, so we have in fact accessed that report that we spoke about of 2023, and now we have another breaking input coming in. The Maharashtra government has announced a 3-day mourning as a mark of respect on the passing away of Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar. All right, so this is what we are getting for you right now. Raj Lakshmi Joshi, obviously the Maharashtra government has announced a 3-day mourning period because you have spoken about his entire graph over there, the political landscape that he impacted, a very big shoes. Maharashtra, obviously a lot of people apart from Baramati, everyone in deep shock.
Yes, definitely, Shivani. This is, like you said, huge shoes to fill. So even though his faction of the NCP does have some tall, stellar leaders, but then again, it is, you could call it a battle among equals if you say that who will be the next in charge. So apart from his, say maybe his wife, who could say maybe a natural successor, but otherwise, if you look at it, then you do have leaders like say maybe Praful Patel ji, you have Chhagan Bhujbal ji, you have Tatkare ji, all of them. I don't think that you could say that one among them is like the tallest. So there again, it becomes a little difficult to come at a conclusion as to who will lead. So that kind of a question definitely will arise. So I think that even though say maybe at a national level, say maybe Praful Patel ji would be the natural head, and say maybe Takkareji at the state level. So something like that could be arrived at. So, but otherwise, yes, the leadership definitely is under question right now. So then again, like I was talking about this coming together of the two factions of the NCP. So all of those kind of things are a political question. But then, like I was talking about this huge void that is not just in terms of a political leadership succession kind of view, but also in terms of, like I was talking about those Janta Darbars, or the kind of a rapport that Ajit Pawar ji had with his electorate. So that is definitely something that any of his successors will find extremely
Ma'am, I would
difficult.
like you to stay on with us. I'll come back to you. We have visuals there from the NCP office, people coming and paying their respects, offering flowers as a mark of respect to the deceased. Also, we have some more information according to the Maharashtra General Administration